Good afternoon, all. This is Barry Hemsey. It's about 5:12 p.m. On Thursday, October 6th, 2022. I have a surprise for you, and that is today is Admiral Tico's birthday. Okay. What was it? Let me bring it here. So I got lost stuff there. 1 second. Hold on. Where is he? Mario. There we go. There we go. Well, there we go. This is Admiral Tico's birthday in 2019, and there was a signature from Oval. Okay, great American patriot. He was a captain back then. Obviously, in 2020, when he short the market at the high, and we went only against us 3 days before that 38% drop, he became admiral. Moscow Mitch was out of town, so DJT used the recess appointment and made him admiral. Now he's telling me, Daddy, I won my 5th star. I want to be a fleet admiral. We're in a war. I said, hold on. You know Nimitz. You know, what was that guy? Halsey. They saved Midway. What the hell you've done? Other than having what do you call porterhouse and tomahawks at seat to table. Remember, it's a recovering Trumpkin. Yeah, it still goes there. All right. Welcome. Very, very quick item. Tomorrow's anniversary of our launch of day trading system, the 9X, and 4.7 will be replacing all of this. That's our final copy. We did not plan to get here, but 6.7 has been very, very good with a bunch of audio, and not audio, but screen messages. So it tells you what you're doing wrong. Avoids asking stupid questions or embarrassing yourself. Some people do that. It's okay. Most of the time, the questions are that way. Sometimes it's our mistake. It's not them. So we always welcome all of them. We don't make fun of anybody. We want to take a look at it. But it saves time. Our problem is that we're shorthanded. You know, the tech support in this area is not easy. It takes time to train people. Average person who works for him, he's got a master's in statistics or MBA and background in futures and options. So my pool is small of what can help us. So we're using technology as a leverage to provide immediate response to you. You have a problem on Sunday night, you're going to try to get hold of me or Tico or Nancy. It's going to be tough, but your machine will tell you what you're doing wrong. That was built in. 6.7 did that. What we did with 4.7 is called WRP, Weight Reduction Program. At Northrop, I was involved with that after the 2 squadrons of F-18s were rolled out. And we went to shaving inside of the bulkheads, taking weight out, and also opening areas that were large enough to put a bladder in so we can put fuel in. So we increased the weight, added to the fuel. What happened? Range and speed went crazy. That's what we have done. Current system is about 12 files when we send it to you. And you have to choose which one is appropriate for what you signed up for. Because obviously we have different versions of it. The new one is 3 files. One authentication that deals with your PayPal, one indicator, one strategy. Hasn't been easy. Tuesday night, we shut off at 3 a.m. This is after all day of trading. Last night was 1 p.m., 1 a.m. But now we got it finished. It's done. We've tested it. The code looks good, and we're going to release it tomorrow afternoon, not tomorrow morning. We're still going to make our anniversary date, but because this is the wrong time to introduce the system into a non-farm payroll. We're not going to do that. The bottom line is that it's $12,000 becomes on a 9X system. Becomes here's a sign of that. Let me show you. And we do this daily, except Wednesdays. Wednesdays the system doesn't trade. This is no. There we go. I'm sorry. There we go. This is NQ. Boom. Okay. 62 days of trading. Started middle of June, and then we have more with MNQ because there's a system house in Chicago that's running it. We started small. We don't know what they are. I'm trying to figure out. At 81 days, it's made $5,000 on $1,200 investment. Because that's the 3 contracts MNQ. This is the yield. This is the biggest stay, smallest stay, and biggest loss, biggest winner. Sequentially, you could see that. You can see the win-loss ratio is 1.53. So this makes it into a 9x system. That means this 12,000 should be around 1,200. I'm sorry, should be around 10 grand in 1 year. So do the math. Let's go to MNQ. So it's a little bit easier. So 12,000. Okay, listen to me carefully. That's how you build wealth. I'm not saying trading, building wealth. 12,000 in 1 year at 80. Remember, this is 4 months. The other one's 5 because we started this in June, mid-June. 12x. I mean, say 9x at 12,000 makes it 100,000 in 1 year, 900,000 next year, 7.2 million. No, 8.1 million in 3 years. Okay, it's not going to hold up. Okay, shave that number. Make 9x, 7x. Our goal was to meet 7x, which was a very noble goal. I had no clue we were going to get there or not. Why? You don't know the architecture. The back test is history. What are you going to do tomorrow? And we have a chat room. People sit there and they see it live. Do this, do that. And now this month with 4.7, we start putting live money here ourselves. I borrowed some money from Admiral Tico. We get a second account for him at Trace Station called Tico One. It's the name of his call sign when he gets into my car. The name goes from PDI to Tico One. When I'm in there, I'm a PDI. When he comes in, becomes Tico One. And so, and his life, it's up, it's positive, it's moving forward. We took a little hit today, but we're gonna have a little bit of losses here and there. We do have a link to show all the detail of that day by day. You can see every day we add to it, and we also share that on Twitter. If you follow us at Hamzy Analytics, it should be there. Hold on. There we go. You could see it loads up. Now it's in the view mode. I'm not editing it, so it's good. But you could see the data comes in. This is NQ. This is MNQ. So the 5th of May. As it comes in, you can see win losses, commissions, all that taken out. If we upgrade it to a version, you would see, and this just came in. So you add that, we lost $300 today. So, but you could see how the numbers are, and kept confused us. Same thing with NQ. We kept the same calendar, so you could see there's a difference on the start. Okay, and there's a link there. You can go in there. There's the user guide, and then this has a sharing. If you do a share, we put it on Twitter. Twitter is hamzyalex.com. You go here, you click on this. If you follow us on Twitter, you could see it. Okay, so, all right. That's that. So that's so much for. I think you come down here, you see. I think we posted. No, last time we did it. Tuesday night we did. Remember, it does not trade. Oh Jesus, does not trade on Wednesdays. Why? It's an ORB, opening range breakout. Opening range are biggest around the weekend. You have big Monday and you have big Fridays. To a lesser extent, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Wednesday's a cusp. So like today was difficult. We expected that. No, I'm saying yesterday was difficult. Well, of course, we had a little pull up, but we traded manually. So those who want to get a free trial will send us the email. First name and last name. We have to stay compliant with SEC and the CFTC. So we got to match it here with your email. If it works, you come in. I'm more than happy to have you. Okay. And I urge you not to trade day one to get familiar with the environment, but if you trade after that, so much the better. A lot of folks have come in, made their first couple of months in that 2 weeks of the subscription, and they've joined. That's how you build wealth there. But it only takes 2 hours a day. I'm sorry, 2.5 hours a day. Starts at 8:45 Chicago time, 9:45 our time, and in Florida, and ends at 11:15 a.m., 12:50 in Chicago, 12:15 New York. All right. Do we have anything else there to tell you? No. We survived Ian hurricane. If you missed us Sunday night, we lost power about 30 hours. Then through arrangement I have with Comcast, corporate office, I begged them 5 times that they were, at least 3 times I remember, maybe even 5. There was some text back and forth. And now, last night, they finally provisioned everybody to Comcast for Business. If you're a Comcast for Business, remember, you have to reset your router one time, okay? So we did it last night. But we had a connection Friday night. So it was. Now, we stayed at a friend's house about 6 miles inland. and 3 dogs, 4 people, and 5 acres. So to protect ourselves, I was running around with a AR-15 with a laser sight on it, 45 hollow points, 30 to a cartridge, 1 in a chamber. And I had 2 cartridges with me, so I had a total of 3. I had 91 bullets with me, just in case, because there was the news that some troublemakers were coming from Florida, from Miami. Last time we had this, this is important, guys. This is with the climate change, the heat of the Gulf. This is going to be a regular occurrence. Where it's going to hit, we don't know. 5 years ago, what do you call it? Hit us, Irma, and again, I was at the same place, and we had no power for 11 days, and we were basically in state of curfew. So this time we had curfew about a day and a half. Okay. Now I know some parts of Naples still don't have power, but we're okay. We're okay. Remember, I'm in Collier Reserve. They pay a lot of taxes. It's the best golf course here, and so in that realm, I think they respond to that. And of course, they could do it up north in Florida and Fort Myers. It's sad, very sad. I call it the 5th world. Like Middle East is the 3rd world. Africa, Sub-Sahara, part of Africa is 4th world. If you look at Fort Myers, that's 5th world. It's really bad. A friend of mine, Sibo, a veteran, he's a premium seller. Retired from the floor, came down here. As he says, I get in the morning, I go work out on the beach. He's got a house on the beach. I go work out on the sand, come back, have my coffee, and sell some premiums. Either sell some puts or sell some calls. And that's it. Then he comes to a cigar bar, have cigars all day. Then at the end of the day, he goes back and closes the position. Well, unfortunately, his name is John. Unfortunately, John lost the house. Completely gone. I got a friend, but they lost, what do you call it? Bentley, brand new. Yeah. And he had a loaner. The loaner got lost where he was. He's on the water. And the Bentley was in repair. Lost it there, too. The water coming that bad. In Kalia Bay, I saw a friend of mine. These are the first floors are 2 million to 3 and up. On the garage underneath, there was a Lamborghini in mud. How about window height? Gone. Gone. What are you going to do? How are you going to recover that? So it's sad. Be careful. Yes, climate control is for real. Climate change, I'm saying, is for real. All right. So if you got to live in Miami, make sure you have a kayak. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move on. Economic calendar. Tomorrow is going to be a big, big day. The employment. Notice that if you have a little preview on like 90% correlation type is ADP privates and 132 prior revised up 200,000 above that. So, but the range was huge. PPI, if you look at the guy who wrote my first chapter of my book, Jeff DeGraff, advisor to Soros, he did a video on LinkedIn. You can join him on LinkedIn or follow him. He did a video about a week, 10 days ago, that he talked about when you dig into PPI, the most recent report, it showed that at the producer level, the inflation is receding. Okay, so and CPI is got a little bit more lag because of that cost has to be transferred to the retail, to the consumer. His take was, I think we're a little bit behind. Of course, unemployment is also employment report. I'm saying is also a little lag indicator, but his take is, and it's just an opinion. Remember, opinions are a dime a dozen on eBay, including mine and yours. That the PPI is showing that the peak inflation is going to it now or is behind us. Yes, or that profit for one contract, or 3 contracts, or yeah, it was been an email one, yeah, for the yeah, it's she's saying it is that profit for 4 months. No, one is 5 months, one is 4 months. You're asking about this is 5 months. 5 months. So 465%. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not run by me even. It's run by a system house in Chicago. So we just give them the code and we have it's friends and family. It's not on the website. Invitation only. And they do that. And then on the 10th, now, October, the NQ is a little bit lower because we started later, as I showed on the system. Hold on, let me show you that. Yeah. So I just noticed your question. Okay. This is the NQ. Again, 3 NQs, so it needs 12,000, and the results is 326. Yeah. And if you have tracing, you can run it yourself. That's simple. Yeah. That may be something you want to do. No emotions, runs up by itself. Yeah, and you can come in and go to a product page, sign up, and we get the codes to you. If you have trace session, you need to have trace session. We are not porting it to anything else. Why? Support. Remember, once you get to API, there are very peculiarities. You're not talking about an indicator. You're not talking about a system. You're talking about execution. What's happening at CME Globex matching engine? And I didn't know much of that. I mean, I had some luck with it, but not much. Nothing consistent. So I brought in one of the guys who had retired from TraceStation that had known me for some 25 years. I was for a number of time when I was in Chicago, especially. We were a number one or number two solution provider. That means we would write code that would sell to people who had trace stations. So, and he knew me from that. Plus, I ran the user group in LA for 10 years. So that's how I met him. When they brought the option station out, within a few hours, I found some mistakes in it. And he got interested. He said, "What do you know?" I said, "Well, I don't know much, but I've done a little bit of options." And then like 3 years later, I was found guest faculty of CBOE, second one after Larry McMillan. And our friendship even got stronger. And he helped me quite a bit over time. And then now I'm in Florida, it was only 75 minutes away. He just retired about 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I went to really take a look and help me to run the options. And he said, "No, that's not me. I don't have the practitioner's experience you have, like, or Admiral Esposito has here in the chat room. But let me help you with some programming stuff. I like that stuff." So I said, "Fine." We give him a couple of small problems, boom, solve instantly. Wow. Okay, give him a couple of more complex ones, solve within a day or two. And that's what builds some of our basic indicators that we use for the NQ. And we switched from ES into NQ. And then I had this crazy idea last year about middle of August saying, "Well, we've done all these pieces. We've done it for Chartrum. We've done it for Radar Screen. We're using it. We adapted it to do options selection. Why don't we go solve the problem nobody's been able to solve, which is to trade ES or NQ? Well, ES has a problem. ES is backfill. It drives you nuts. It goes nowhere fast all day. Yes, it gets the news. It goes there. 10 handles stops. NQ does 100 handles, 50 handles, 60 handles. It's different volume. So I said, I'm going to do the NQ. That's what we worked on. It's been a great journey. The results are posted here. You look at this is 1 year. This is 12 months trading. Okay. But this is a back test. That's live. Actual money in Chicago. Okay. This is a back test, and it tells you the dates and you detail. And you can download it. You can download it in MHT format and NQ. There was a trader in Chicago who used to call me because I'm Persian American, so I don't have a middle name. He says, I'm going to find a middle name for you. It's transparency. I said, well, if you are open, you're naked out there. You can talk about good, bad, and ugly. Then you're far ahead of everybody else. So that's what we call me, transparency. This is my Faris middle name. But you can download these. This gives you all the charts. MHC is a new browser, like a Google Chrome or Edge, but updated. And then the other one is Excel. You can download and look at the data. This is our progression. Of course, we had before that too, but now it's changed. Because we introduced minor changes. These were minor changes. This one was support, tech support, built-in tech support to show you what you're doing wrong. Because people thought that they could do whatever they want. No. There's a peculiar way of 3-minute bars that works really, really well, and that's what the program solves. Okay, but if you go to 5 minutes or change symbols, all that, well, no. Plus, now it has what's called rollover control. I had a friend of mine. He was long into the market on the week of expiration. Remember, these are European. Index is European, so it settles on Friday morning, on the third month of the quarter, not tomorrow, obviously. Actually, not the third Friday. It's not third Friday. Yeah, 2 weeks from now is the double witching. But December will be triple witching. Well, he was when futures expired. He was long into the future on the triple witching, except he just went up by 10 points before settlement. After that, went up 100. So he gets up late, he's on the West Coast. Gets up late, gets to the machine, says, has no position, a little profit. He calls them and says, what's going on? They said, hey, buddy, this contract expired this morning. So you need to roll early. Now, how do we do that? Usually the rule was you do it Friday before. Now CME has changed the rules and says, we highly recommend you do it on a Sunday night before. So that's what this thing does. So we program that so people don't make a mistake, put the wrong number in, get into a trade, it's got low volume, big spreads, and basically, I mean, there's no market makers involved, but there was some electronic market makers involved. You don't want to pay down. You want to keep it. So you want to be 1 week in advance. That's built into it. So we've built that there. Anyhow. Now, it doesn't trade non-farm. It doesn't trade pre-open. We have another package that we're preparing to do non-ORB, not, ORB bar, if you will, from Matt's standpoint. That is, it does not trade in ORB trades, which is because you don't want to analysis paralysis. You have two systems. One say buy, one say sell. What do? You take none. So, or, twice you're going to be wrong. One time it's going to be neutral, and one time it's a winner. I don't like those odds. We have one system during that time, and one system around it. So it can trade overnight. It can trade in the afternoon, like a FOMC. You can trade non-farm before and all that. Tomorrow I'll be running a version of it for myself. It's not that one's not going to be distributed because first of all, it's a big machine, and secondly, it's using proprietary parsing of order flow called OTF, other time frame, and that's not easy to maintain. And I'm not ready to depart with that technology. That I never lease or give out the crown jewels. Never. What we have is fairly close to it. It's good enough. 9X is good enough. Okay. So, but for non-farm, I'll be using that tomorrow. It will be our first time because it's in the early alpha test. Would I take all the trades it gives me? I don't know. We'll see. But that's what I'm looking for. Let's go to so. I think number tomorrow should be soft. If it's soft, given when we're on the chart, I'm going to get the timer chart. It's going to rip people's faces. And that's where I'm going to jump out of the wire, call spreads. And then afternoon, probably some profit taking. So you got to understand, the continuation is not forever. A few days you do, usually not to the upside. If there's a continuation down in NQ, it's to the downside, not the upside. Like we had one of those what do you call it? Fed meetings. All right, here's the data for tomorrow. I usually print this out in the morning, sit next to me. I would go to the TV. I have a big TV, not big, but like 43-inch, whatever, near my trading desk, and it's always on CNBC. I go one channel up and down, so it's real time, so the DVR is not engaged. And then I'm going to watch that against this. Okay. Now, here the other thing I need to look for: what's happening with the prior. It's called the revisions. Revisions are crucial. Why? This data is a little bit noisy, and there's a lag involved. Really, the data we're going to know that's good tomorrow is going to be July's, because tomorrow September is coming in. You're going to see a final revision to July, a first revision to August, and this report for September. Most things that you listen to, including CNBC, are going to give you the top line, the headline number. But devil is in the details. Where's my mouse? Okay. Devil is in the details. You want to look at two things. I want to look at manufacturing payroll. I want to look at hospital retail. I want to look at construction. Now, these are not here. They won't report that. And there's no way for them to update and post. And their website goes crazy, by the way, tomorrow. This is the kind of day that feeds into all big names like MarketWatch and Bloomberg and all that. This is the original. You can actually follow this guy on LinkedIn, the president over there. I want to see that revisions. So I go to bls.gov. Bravo Lima Sierra .gov, government. Golf Oscar Victor. But you gotta be patient. I go there early in the morning, put it on one of the screens, and keep on hitting reload until it gets you in, because all the hedge funds are going in to see what that looks like. That's a text file. So it's all data. Boom, boom. But you want to look at manufacturing, you want to look at retail, you want to look at housing. Those are crucial parts. But manufacturing alone won't tell you. And of course, the headline number is that. There's also payrolls. The payrolls has a decent correlation with ADP. So we'll see. I just don't want a big number tomorrow. I want a soft number. If we get a soft number, we rally big. If it's a big number, at 9:30, I'm jumping out of the calls. Because we have some profit, we're going to protect it. It's not going to be the greatest. The greatest scenario would be if we have a soft number tomorrow, and basically tells Jerry, as in Jerome Powell, the venerable Fed chair, enough is enough. Calm down. Where were you when we were saying give us 100 basis points back in February? He didn't listen. And these guys are just so behind the curve. It doesn't matter which one; they're all the same. They're just too afraid of rocking the boat, and that's a problem. Of course, the hedge funds are teaching them a lesson. At the end of the day, the hedge funds own this country. It's not the government. It's not you and I. It's the power, the purchasing power of them. Have you looked at some of their activities? I mean, they're like some of them have like a Soros or especially Julian Robertson or Ray Diello. These are countries. Their assets are larger than some GDPs. So they teach them a lesson. They don't like to teach them a lesson. Now, this week we have had a lot of craziness by the Fed talking heads. If you look at, for example, you see Williams there, Kashkari there, Bostic again, Meister, let's see, Williams, Logan. This one I knew. I don't know who she is. Meister, not Meister. And Markin again, I think he's Cleveland. And Esther George could be, I think, could be Atlanta. I don't know. I have a list here somewhere. But they've been talking. Same tune. Esther George is Kansas City. I'm sorry. Esther is Kansas City. So where's Barkin? Barkin is Richmond. That's right. They've been giving the same tune that we're going to be hawkish. Really? If you were, why are you so late? So they just always, we always, as Donald Rumsfeld said, we always fight the last war. So that's the problem. We shall see. Don't care much about Baker Hughes stuff. The red cap, I mean, the oil tells you the story. I'm very pissed off at Saudis. My answer to them is no spare parts. I said before, no oil, no tires for your F-15s. Every 14 landings, they need new set of tires. There's a proprietary tires by Bridgestone. The inside is classified of how it's built. Nobody else can make it. No tires, you can't take off. No F-15s to protect you against Iranian F-14s. And that was my message. Tell MBS that's the deal. I thought for a while there was a deal. It would look like he's breaking it and joining the Russians. Comrade Putin. The answer is no spare parts. Forget the tires. We'll put fuel pumps on the restricted. Then let's see what happens to them. Fuel pumps is another problem. My dad was head of military airlift command in Iran during the Shah days. You don't know how many fuel pumps they would bring in. Yeah. But, 747 full of different spare parts. One of the biggest one was fuel pump. If your fuel pump is not working, you're going to have no afterburners. You're going to fly like a Cessna. Exactly. Yeah. So you don't want an $80 million aircraft fly like a Cessna. So I would play hardball with these idiots. I can see where they're going there. Remember, the break-even point on the budget of Saudi Arabia for the social welfare program. And that's how they keep this non-constitutional monarchy in place by basically bribing the populace is about 107. Not cost of getting out of the ground. No. That's more like a $6 to $8, maybe $9, even with inflation. But what they need to keep their budget in balance is about 107. Anything below that, they got to eat from their from their sovereign fund, and that's how they keep people quiet, by giving them free this, free that, and of course, majority is theirs. MBS has a $500 million yacht, so no different than the oligarchs. The point is, they're going to try to push this up, but this is the wrong time, so we got to teach them a lesson. The nice lesson called fear. No fuel pumps, no tires. There's many things you can go through. No, what do you call it? Is it I think it's APR 71. I forget the radar for F-15. No updates to those. No software updates. You're done. You're done. So at the end of the day, don't foxtrot with me. Okay. The Silicon Valley here runs everything. So, all right, that's the chart we're going to go to. All right, so here so far. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I'm sorry, I had the same problem last Sunday, but that was coming out of the hurricane, and one of my staff said, "Why are you doing this?" I said, "Remember Frank Ramsey in Crimson Tide, the captain of USS Alabama, SSPN 731. There's a fire in the galley, and he does a missile drill. The best test for us coming out of that is to do our webinar because of where we are on the market. And that's where we were on the market Sunday night. And I've been long a little bit before. I took some heat, but I didn't send the trade out. I didn't put you guys at risk. I was just getting downticked on the Time of Digest. But I said, I sense it, this is it. And you saw what happened, how we opened up Monday and got early on Monday, we launched the commands to go, and I'm going to cancel this later. That's a backup. To do it, to jump in a trade and go. Now, I think I bought. What do we do? And I want to. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to make a comment here. Now, we've just also begun to post. Remember, Nancy brought HA options back with the help of Cash, who's just joined us. Cash is a Harvard grad in MBA. Nancy is a master's in statistics, and she's been with me like 20 years. She runs our option operation. So I said, if you guys bring the option up, remember, I'm putting a lot of time on this 9X system, and that's what you would do too. Yeah, you have to do the dollars and cents. You got that kind of a pressure on that cash machine. We got to do that first. Once we got that stabilized, we're going to go back. Not just going to make market calls. Remember, since February, are you with me? Since February, we have taken out, let's see, we have taken out, where is this? Murray, where is it? 9, not counting this trade, because this trade is still there. This is our performance. Okay. Here's our chart. Here's our worksheet that we keep track of every single position change with Time and Digest. Okay. We're still doing that, even though they're not active. We're still doing that. We still get their email saying you're on. You go back to 11:14. You start, and all of these values of SPX close. And it's a move, changes in the S&P versus our call. Now, if we're flat or long or short, we're changing. S&P isn't. The concept is buy and hope. Buy and hold. We call it buy and hope because that's what the retail is doing. This is our results over a long period of time. Now, I'm going to get to a more recent one. Full screen. Okay, there we go. You could see this is the 14, and this was the August of 15, which we really killed it to start going. Actually, one hedge fund in New York said, this is not Marco's market. This is Fari Hemsey's market. Because I was 10 days ahead of Marco. He's talking about Marco Klanovich, head of quant for Jamie Dimon at JPM. And then, of course, this is when my accident was. I just lost it. I was not willing to take any painkillers. I was in a lot of pain. I had a couple of stupid mistakes. Got back to LA, see my family. On the flight over, I'm looking at some data. I said, we gotta get long. We went long. And the market, I'm saying, we gotta go short. I'm saying, go short. Remember, we make the most money on the short side. Why? The market is dropping and we're going up. Because buy and hold doesn't go short. But the market is dropping against them, the benchmark. So we took off again, came positive. So for a day or two, we were negative in terms of yield differential. Okay? If you look at what we have done in 8 years, we've beat that. What is this? I mean, it's updated constantly. I mean, I've got to update tonight, obviously. I haven't. But this is, let's see. Yeah, in about a month, okay, and 1 week. In 5 weeks, it'll be 8 years. Are you with me? 8 years. 22 to 14. Our differential over S&P is 117. Divide that by 8. Just simple calculation. It's 14.63. That means we have beaten S&P 14.63. Go to Morningstar, find another money manager who's done that. I'll change my last name. Okay? That's why I became timer of a decade. Because of this, one move here, hold on, 2018, right there. Remember this Christmas Eve, 2018? Market just went trash. How did I do that? I've shown you before how I read the skew. The skew had a signal there. And this was a signal about here that says market should be short. And I was hesitant. I didn't know what I was doing. Of course, Admiral Tico intervened and said, Daddy, we gotta short this Foxtrot market. He talks in phonetic alphabet. He doesn't use any effing type of stuff. So this Foxtrot market, we gotta short it. I said, what are you talking about? We're all-time high. He goes, Daddy, let's short this market. This was 38% drop in 5 weeks. And then we caught it. There's a video here. We said go long on spring equinox, which was a Friday, Persian New Year, beginning of spring, renewal, all that good stuff. And that was a Friday. The low was put in at 18,000 level. That's the day Trump had come in. I said the hedge funds are going to teach him a lesson. It's not going to go away like a miracle. 18,000. Dow futures printed 18086. That's Sunday night. Monday morning, there's an interview with Jerry Powell. He came in and really blasted off with what he did, and that's we made the bottom. That day we reversed. Now they give us the evening close. That's how they do. If I close right now, I get the close 4:30 today. If I close tomorrow morning, they give me tomorrow's night. Okay, because the market is open. They gave me that night. That day we had dropped another 3,000 points, even though he had launched. But nobody understood really what he had done. The following day we took off by catching this V precisely, just like here. We did this, and that differential just exploded. You could see we were up 180 on an absolute level versus market being up 10. This differential was 170. We haven't been there. Right now we're at 117. Differential between our yield versus that. Now remember, this is cash on cash. This is not the options we put on it. We put options on these. Now you got testosterone, the steroids or afterburners on. The calls and puts. Do we always make it right? No. But when you have a 4 or 5x hitting on top of your market timing, yeah. I have a guy who made $27,000 just in the last 4 months of and small account, nothing big, but he rolled it. Here's what happened. From February on, we have had only winners. Okay, this is 900 points. That's actually 896. 900 points on S&P. That's 9,000 points on the Dow. So keep that in mind. So we wait. We do not jump in because the market says so. Now, what was the close today? Let's update this. Let's take update so that we get the realistic number here. I'm not trying to sell hype. That's not me. Okay, we closed 3744. So we're gonna go here and punch that in. 37. So we gave back 10. So we're up 118. Now, why did the number go up? Because as the market goes down, the S&P goes down, we have a little bit of edge because we take the reversals before. So that's all. That's because it's actually like more geometric average type thinking. Think about geometric average that way. As it goes down, our return, the differential gets better. Beating S&P is easy. I'm saying matching S&P is easy. Go to Vanguard, get an index fund. That's it. That's what they do. I was student of Malkiel. Malkiel is on board of Vanguard. This is the guy who did indexing. That's what John, what is it? Vogelin? I forget his name. That he just passed away. Head of Vanguard brought him in. And Burton was head of CEA at White House. And before that was head of economics at Princeton. I had my first economics course with him. Actually, I think he's still around, but he's up there. I saw him in LA just before I left from LA to Chicago. But anyhow, We post this, so that number has to be changed. But that's our long from this number. So it went against us first and then took off. Now, what did I do? I want to be clear with you guys. When I send an order out with Time Digest, it doesn't mean I'm going to jump in the spread. Okay. So when we posted this, that a fellow who just came in and says, should I execute this or not? I said, that's not the order for you. That's for Time Digest. We're trying to explain what we're doing. We always do that. They usually say, and they used to shrink it because when you were top 10, they would print Wednesdays and Thursdays, Saturdays, a little hotline. But Jim, this is Jim Schmidt, the owner of Time Digest. He would, he put his own English on. Plus, he had a small space. As an editor, that's what you do. I see you, Mac. How are you? Welcome. They would shrink it to where it makes sense, and there was one line that. But I would give him some meat to read and chew on and see what he wants to do. But we started posting these back in again, so I'm good. I'm happy about that. Now, when we exit, you're going to see one on top. Okay? Let's just close it. Not that chart would be on top of this. This chart is always there. And I post here if this gets up to date. This is always updated to the latest one I have, either on Twitter or Facebook, what have you. Okay? Because when you come in to read, I want you guys have a most recent performance in front of you, good, bad, or ugly. Okay? So I'll do that tonight and update that. I haven't updated yet, but you can see the number. This should be, now it should be 118. So our differential actually went up a tad because the market went down. Yeah. So remember now, when we're not in the market, okay, when we're not in the market, this doesn't move either. This is how Time Digest ranks us. This was built, this Excel was built to keep an eye on the Time Digest. In 2014, I think. No, 2012, the year my dad passed away. I was too busy. Things were going crazy. And I was between LA and Chicago. And they missed 12 our signals. If it wasn't for keep track of our emails in detail, we would have missed it. And I told him, I said, how can I be too buy and buy? Where's the one in between? You have to be flat or you have to be short. You can't be buy and buy because you have three conditions: buy, short, long, short, or flat. He had two buys, two longs. It doesn't matter. It can be somewhere between. I got out, went flat, or I went short. We found it. Okay, so I said to myself, okay, and then I was working some indicators for this purpose, which I'm going to show you. I told myself I got to hold it thing. Excel to keep track of it myself. As orders go out to them, as not orders, but bias, I got to jot it and keep track of it. It also gives me a mark to market. I know where I am. So once it closes, the value goes there. Value goes there as I close the position. We go flat. That's why there's a breaks in between. There's no change. If I switch long to short, there's value in between. Okay. So we've done very good today, this year. But I think it's lucky. So 118 there. Let me save this. I'll do the snapshot later and post it for you. And then we use the timestamp from Hypersnap to put it like a watermark over it to say what it is, what day was updated. So you know it's as of when. All right, let's go to charts. Outside bar on Wednesday. This is today. We're underneath this bar, the 50 bar, the 06, 20 bar. My target was that. So I'm ready to jump out. Now it's come down a little bit from the signal we got. I think the signal was, we're looking at 38.25, but that was where the 20 bar was. Right now it's shifted down a little bit. We almost touched it yesterday. Tomorrow I'll be out of that signal, out of that trade. Whether I stay with Time Digest long, I don't know. We'll see. But I usually like to get out, recompute again. Why? There could be a lot of fading here. This still, and at the angle it's in, we still could be this has all the makings of a bear market rally. Okay. Why? Very sharp removal because everybody's short here. You get a very fast face ripping buying coming in, and then it fades away. So my argument is the fundamentals haven't changed. We're still the same mess we were in before. Too much debt, The last 10 years, we had way too much debt. And then we had COVID. And then we have participation rate problems in employment. Now we have inflation. We also have problems with oil. And then we have election coming. All this is too many uncertainties. To me, this is a bear market rally. And we have talked about before. It was a short pop that's there. Now, we're off by a week. But you know what? If you want to be really, really exact, you won't find it. Try, but you won't find it. Nobody is. Nobody is. Yeah, sometimes I would get inverted, and it's very, very painful. But that happens too. But while it's good, take it. Take it, book it. So we came down to 20%. Oh, let's refresh this. Make sure this is post-close. Make sure data is good. Well, yeah, we're getting what, 20? Yeah. Remember, this data is real time from it's advanced decline data, but it's a plant data. That means your vendor is giving it to you, in this case, TradeStation. But it's not accurate during the day. There's a little lag involved. You know how many orders are coming and going? They're computing how many advances against decline you have. Not volume, just advances. And but at the volume dies at 4 by 401, 402 Eastern, data settles. We're at negative 20 right now. That's kind of like really middle of the road fair value. It means nothing. There's no signal here. Signal is above the top blue line and below the bottom blue line. This is unusual. We haven't seen anything like this before on BrandTrust all these years. This is from a work of Jason Gookford, the sentiment trader, one of my buddies from Meaningville days. Very, very smart cookie. And we share, not our knowledge base. And he showed me this. I programmed it. He had it in just a formula. I liked it. I put it in. I haven't seen this reading. This is very low. Usually these lend to pretty strong snap. I think 4 months to 12 months from now, we're going to be much higher. But right now, we're going to have flush. Here's my problem. Where's the volume? I don't see a volume. There's not a divergence yet. I want to see a puke. I don't see a puke. Maybe with bathwater of the 10th floor. I don't see it. Not yet. Not yet. What will do that? How did we get there? Well, Comrade Putin could use a nuke. Could be stupid enough to do that. It's not the talk, it's actuality. Also, it could be a hedge fund going down. Could be food shortages in the third world. It's got to be something that we're not expecting. Okay, if you're expecting, it's already priced in. Market's too efficient. It's got to be something from the left field that torpedoes you. I haven't seen it. Volume is not that big. Plus, remember, also we went to Jewish high holidays. Between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is one of the lowest volumes because they're very active traders, but not those days. They're at the synagogue. So my sister, she was there yesterday for the atonements. She had the list, she tells me. So not going to happen yet, but we'll see. Historically, this is the more volatile months than anything else. In September, maybe rank 1 in volatility, and then 2 is October. Then after this, it's a
long entry CI alert MNQ.
Thank you. This is the post. This is the experimental software. Ignore it. You can't trade it without visuals. Ignore it. But it's running in the background. Anyhow, it makes soup money. You're doing something else in the house. It comes up. You jump in. Well, Kiko, we're gonna do steaks now. Forget Mickey D's. Yeah, exactly. No, just kidding. But no, he's got reserves. So volume ratios are not there. Okay, we had this. This is a good bottom. We would have some sort of spike. We're not seeing it. A lot lower than this though. This was historically high. This is mid-June. So yeah, I don't see it there. We are trending up. We only had 4 bars though of green, which is CI diffs. So only 4 bars. So we're an early part of if there's a rally, but I think it will be faded. If it gets to 3 sigma negative, it will be exciting. So that would be 3,400 area. Of course, remember, as it goes down, it's going to move. It's not going to be constant. These are adaptive. That's what you want. You don't want to look at the past. You want to look at where they are now, because your decisions have to be now. You can't call your broker and say buy the market here for me. So real time, 3,400 looks like. I learned a lot 3,000. That may be a shock for some of you. I buy some stock for affiliates, not for trading. They're buying for hold 3 to 5 years. I mean, I put one of my family members in Chicago. Now, we married into that family. Okay, one of my cousins, very wealthy guy. I put him in Fang when nobody could know what Fang was. He's forever grateful. Yeah, yeah. He says, "I'll do whatever you tell me in ORB." I said, hold on, sir. Okay. Yeah, hold on. Let's walk first. But there's another one in Germany that I told him to buy Amazon. Just one name. I was having some drinks. We're in San Francisco. There was a family reunion. And he was keep on asking me, what do you think? What do you think? I said, listen, I do market timing. I don't do stocks. Market timing is averages. It's kind of muted volatility. It's a little bit easier to manage. Stocks are earnings sensitive. They are news sensitive. They could be insider buying, insider selling. There's just too much on stocks. But okay, buy Amazon. He says, at this price? I said, yeah, buy on Amazon. Now, the stock was like 200 something, 150 something. Rest is history. Pre-split. Yeah. Because I remember in 2014, if you remember, we bought Amazon 400. We sold Apple, no, 2015. 2015. We sold on 4th of July. We sold Apple right after 4th of July, that first weekend. On the radio. A lot of people came in and made a lot of fun of me, by the way, because the stock went nowhere for 3 weeks. The stock was 132 high. All-time was like 134. The stock had pulled back to 132. I said, short this. And I said, your target is 90. The day that they're talking about Marko Klonovich of JPM was August 30th. It hit 90. Now, prior to that, because these are weekly interviews, it's all recorded. Stocks and Jocks go there in Chicago. And they said, hey, Hotshot, what's your next trade? It's not going anywhere. They were right. Apple wasn't going. I said, if I were you, you want something on the long, like this is short, you want to take a long? Okay, why don't you buy some Amazon? Somebody said, at 400, you're nuts. What do you think? What do you think is going to go? I said, 1,000. Why don't on the radio, live. It's a recording of it. What? Somebody typed in a message. We had the social, we had Twitter there. So the producer yells like, what do you have for breakfast? He says. I said, nothing. I just had a cup of coffee. And that was true story because we used to get there early in the morning and we catered from Starbucks. So I said, no, I mean that. Thousands of possibility. Well, this family friend was about 2 or 3 years before that. Got it very early. He still has it. Yeah. On Amazon. So he's done, even though we have a 2-year pullback. But these guys never sell. That's the problem. They never sell. It's not for trading. It's long-term hold. We've got some Boeing there. We got some NVIDIA, I think we picked up in one case. We have a lot of LNG. LNG has done well. We did, and of course, we added to our Amazon. Amazon did great. This area here, Amazon, is this July? Yeah. No, I gotta look at charts. It was, I'm sorry. No, I think it's this one. No, it's this one. This one, sorry. We bought Amazon about here. Okay. When nothing, and then boom, the 101 we bought went to 142. So I put a family friend there, and she goes, I want one of those. I said, yeah, sure. 40% in 1 month. What are you smoking? Yeah, give me some. Yeah, exactly. No, that was luck. They don't understand that was luck. Gil Caffrey, head of Tiger, chief trader for Tiger, and head of now CIO and retired. Of course, Tiger is also pretty much closed down as a private firm. Was interviewed for my book by Greg. I forget his last name. Mills, I think. I forget. That said, they interviewed a bunch of key people like Shulman and this and that. They're all friends, but they said, Fai's doing this book. What do you think? That. And he says one thing. He says, "This is head of Tiger. Excellence is repeatability. This is luck. That was one time. I haven't done 40% in 1 month in the stock. Now, of course, I would do it. I would do it with the option, but She's loaded, absolutely loaded. And she doesn't know how to do options. Okay, blonde, Trumpkin, just all this stuff. So she said, no, no, no. I'm just going to buy the stock. I don't understand what you're talking about. You're gibberish. I said, fine. I was trying to say, buy a little bit of options, and then a couple of days later, buy a bunch of a stock. No, no. She just bought the stock twice. And 42% later, well, I'm promised a steak dinner. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Remember, who was it? Brad Sullivan. I gave him a trade on Google. We made something like I don't know, 400% in 2 weeks. He went one strike up day before. Okay, because Google usually reports the day before expiration. He went up one strike up. I'm saying one standard deviation, not strike. One standard deviation up, out of the money. The expiration next day. He picked those up for nothing. His 10,000 became $1 million in one day. I was also promised a steak dinner. Haven't seen that either. Promises. So, good trader. Okay. I'm talking too much. It's 6 o'clock. Okay. Trans and Russell. I look at these two when anything else. These two are decoys. DJI and Util. This is crucial for NDX. Absolutely. We're holding up. We're okay. Okay. Not a divergence again. No. Lower low, lower indicator. So that's not a good signal. Transportation is about talking about SPX. And these days, we can't do anything without transportation. Why? Amazon. Of course, by Amazon, I mean online shopping. So, and oil is a big issue. By the way, they also transfer a lot of oil. So keep those two in mind, okay? But we've got to have this thing in mind that this can overshoot if the oil goes up, a little bit of that. All the economy will be slowing down. One thing I'm hearing is that supply chains are getting better at the margin, but that's just we're like, I think LA Harbor is missing 50,000 drivers. I mean, unheard of to even think about it. 50,000 drivers. But you gotta realize you go there. That's a hub from China Inc. and Japan Inc. Down there. Just so much comes in, and so I haven't seen the new pictures yet, but I bet you they'll still have 50, 60, 70 tankers are still, not just oil tankers, but I'm talking about also finished goods sitting offshore trying to come in because of drivers. You have to drive them out of the port. So, well, at the margin, I'm hearing getting a little bit better, but that's a process. You cannot expect this to get fixed. Here's a proof. Look how many radio advertisers there are for truck drivers. Any channel you go, you're driving, switch channels, you'll see. So, I'm sure there's. Remember a few years ago we had shortage of nurses? Not that it's gone away, but that's the problem right now with truck drivers. So Dennis, in case this doesn't work, the market, you and I maybe do a joint venture and get into a truck driving school. What was that 800 number? So we may do that, Dennis, one day. We'll see. Just in case the market doesn't pay us well. Anyhow, the trenders. Okay, this was getting scary. Remember, when your knees are shaking, you like shot. Okay, there we go. You got it, bud. You got it. So, yeah. Of course, I need a pad there so I can trade. Don't forget. Remember the Morgan Stanley commercial about the island? Remember 2008? Or was it 99? It was one of those years where market just going crazy. I'm thinking about 2007 in 2008, early part. Nobody even could spell subprime, right? They had this commercial. The guy's talking about his island. He's a truck driver. So yeah, I'll have a little pad there so we can talk about at least put some down payment for the escrow for the island. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's that easy. Don't sell me Captiva or Sanibel. Not buying those. Matter of fact, Dennis, would you? This is not funny. This is not funny. But Dennis, about 2 months ago I moved to Sanibel. I love that area. Well, it's gone now. Yeah. So when the first news came with the drones, I went to a shock. Like it could have been me. All these computers, everyone would be gone. Nobody can protect it. Nah. But I love Sanibel. Every time my sister comes in town, We always go up there, get some drinks. Yeah, yeah, and have a meal. It's just one street in the middle of the island, house on both sides. It's paradise. The sand is all the beach is all shells. You're walking on shells. Yeah, I wanted to go there. I can afford it. Why not? Then let's do it. I mean, you live once, but it's just you thinking about it. Yeah, yeah, almost there. Oh well, that's okay. That's okay. Remember, also I was in South Tower 2 days before because my sister changed my flight. I would have been there on 9/11. So third lease on life. My own cousin lives in Cape Coral. I told him, don't buy these areas. He goes, you don't understand real estate. You got to buy cheap. I said, cheap, it stays cheap. His house has no roof now. So, another friend in Port Charlotte just got her inheritance. Her mom passed away. She got her inheritance. I don't think she had insurance. I don't know. I didn't want to ask. But she bought the house cash. And you buy a house cash doesn't mean you shouldn't have insurance just because there's no lender. In Port Charlotte, the other day she finally found the foundation. She found the foundation. I mean, she didn't know what street she was on. That's what was happened to this part of Port Charlotte, here near the water area. So it's very sad. Anyhow, as we get down there, I have a laptop with me. I'm driving to get cell sites data in the laptop. I'm seeing this happening. I'm saying, Jesus, I gotta get in. I gotta get in. This is the time for us to jump in the trade. And look at that bottom, mate. Of course, we're not going to go anywhere. Remember, they mark us on SPX. I don't trade SPX. I trade NQ. But Time and Dice is SPX because there are more traders there. There are about 120 people there. And, I mean, they ask us about bond, gold, or S&P. No to first two. Bonds are biggest Ponzi scheme we have. And gold doesn't never go anywhere. Listen, even things get really bad, who's going to buy the gold from you? Who? It's not a going concern like Nasdaq 100. I like Nasdaq 100 because you have 100 best companies in the U.S. based on market cap, re-rated every night of the future of this country. It's the technology. Okay, the last thing they would touch is Nasdaq 100. So that's what I like. Now the moves are huge. Why? Volume is low. But S&P is so volume, I can get filled quickly. You dumb blank. You can get filled, but it's not going anywhere. That's why you're getting filled. There's no pressure on you. NQ has pressure. It moves. You struggle to jump up there, jump up. Today, I got flagged by TradeStation. You trade too much in that account. I said, and? We're not set up for that. I said, well, close the account. No. I said, okay, I made good money. Let me be. But no, it's an algorithm coming in, the chart you're looking at, and actions you're taking. And I took an afternoon off. I had about 2 hours off. I had a personal errand to run. And so they flagged me. Too much activity there. I said, well, the account is positive. This guy hadn't traded his account for a while. He had it because he always bitched. Like, you trade more. And Dennis knows me. I don't like people telling me what to do. That's why I work so hard. So I actually didn't trade him for a while at all. So he was going nuts. He was absolutely going nuts. So today we go in and he makes a good amount of shekels. But it takes trading to get there, So now I got flagged for, not by him, by a TradeStation. I said, look at your commission statements and shut up. Actually, I'd say the following. Sierra, Foxtrot, Sierra, Tango, Foxtrot, uniform. Google it. Sierra, Tango, Foxtrot, uniform. I said, just get out of my hair. I don't have time for you. Do I have a margin call? No, you don't. Okay, then quiet. Okay, we're buy now. Buy now. Weekly. Now weekly's a little bit dicier. Okay, because the moves are bigger. You got to sit whole week. Now I don't run NQs off of that. I do order flow. I read order flow. It's a parsing with OTF. I do intelligent parsing of block trades, not just order flow. Large order flow by block trade. Okay, but you need like a dishwasher. as a computer to run it. And very good, high speed. Like I could do nothing, while I'm going to on Logan and Vanderbilt near the high school, try to get a cell site. I can't run anything. I can't trade anything. Forget it. I took a vacation. But here you get order flow, high speed, 1.2 gig, and you parse it by block sizes. These are hedge funds. These are not mom and pops. Mom and pops don't know what they're doing. They're always late, and usually they lose. It's the big guns. Why? Firepower. They keep on hitting it. They want to go long. They're going to protect that. They see the levels. They're going to keep pounding that until the shorts give up. So sometimes when the account is big, I do small. Why? I want to keep my ammo. I want to be able to do many, many of those. So even though the account is big, and at the beginning may not even move my needle, but by shooting at the key levels, as the chart plots the levels for me, I wait. When it gets to it, I hit it. It jumps to the next level. The shorts have to cover, boom, or vice versa. Hit them like yesterday. Push the short down. And what happens? Early part of the day. The longs are weak. They throw the baby with the bathwater, and then I cover on the bottom. That's what you do. So I look at that. I come here and I say, okay, we're buy and buy. This is just meant to buy. This is tonight. But we've had a buy for 3 weeks now. No, 4 weeks now. We have 4 weeks of buy there. Now, the buy is going to be a little bit early in both of these. Why? It's trend following. A little bit early. So it could have a whipsaw again. Okay, to go. You almost see a W here. It also hit 200 week. It's a week. 200 week. Usually doesn't happen that often. Last time we went through this was during COVID. So I don't like this yet, but hold on. This is a slow. This is saying leading the daily leading. We're a buy. Look at the selling game. Not bad. This was a head fake. Couldn't make it. It went up. And we want to make sure this doesn't happen. It went up. My feeling is probably will. Yeah, probably will. Probably a week or two, something could go off somewhere. Yeah, this would be a bear market rally. Remember, we only see it in the rear view mirror. Our job is predict it, but there's no way. We talk about, as great Steve Schulman would say, we're dealing in this business about probabilities and possibilities, not certainties. If you want certainties, go become an engineer. This is not for you. And that's why engineers, including yours truly, has problems with these. Or I had a lot of trouble at the beginning. So I wanted my chart says this is going to go there. The market doesn't care what my chart says. It's order flow. You got to read the order flow. That's what's changing. You got to read the dome. You got to understand volume profile and look at for large block size. I've done about a figuration now on some of my work that shows where the orders are. It's like getting an X-Trader. If you get an X-Trader, you can see it. I'm just not that rich to have X-Trader yet. But I mean, I've sat next to folks in Chicago who had X-Traders, which shows the position. The problem is that the cancels are not shown. Cancels are when you change your cancel replace your order at CME, they don't show and you can see your own order, by the way. On X-Trader, it shows where you are. Obviously, for transparency reasons, it will not show who the other people are. But it shows, of course, you're not the only order there, but whoever your order is, or if you have multiple orders, you'd see your name next to it. You're at that level, that tick. Now, next to it, you see size, there's plenty in there. You're not the only one there, but those are the orders. If you cancel, your name goes away. And it gets decremented by that amount. So I look at it and see where those key levels are, especially large orders. As Admiral Esposito remind me, says, the market has a way of smelling where the orders are. It's going to go there. I mean, market is dropping, but you have a seller above. Guess what? It makes one run to that big sell, fills that, and then drops again. So because it just went up, it doesn't mean, hey, goody, we're going to go up now. No, get out. You're long, it went up, you made some money, get out. Why? Underneath, you could have an air pocket. I don't know if you've flown over, like from Denver to Montana, over the Rocky Mountains there on the prop job. Yeah, that's what I mean by air pocket. You lose 1,000 feet in 5 seconds. You think you're done? No, it's just air turbulence, and there's nothing underneath you. Just go. Market does air pockets too. SP1 Momo. I believe I posted a chart for you guys as guidance, just overall saying, hey, Look at the divergence. This was a good divergence. You see those two versus these two. We post these every so often on Twitter. Yeah, of course, I've been coming out of the 2-3 days of no work, plus my schedule. Yeah, and so 7 products, and this this is towards anniversary. I'm gonna get it done. Yeah, so it's been a little bit tough, but that's okay. VIX went up. Nancy dropped our VIX somewhere in that range. It did go to 35, but not higher. And time to go. The moment pulled back from 35. Mission is not accomplished. It's not going higher. And you got that sigma level. You're hitting 4 there, 3s, get out. So she did a good job there. Let's see, that's false. Okay. I'm most concerned with VXN. This is a valid number as far as I know. There was one that was bad. Couple of weeks ago, it was really down. Remember, you probably seen it. And there's nothing TradeStation could do. It was short on their feet from the exchange. The problem was the exchange. So I called Matt Moran over there, my buddy, and I said, "Hey, man, he's in options." I said, "Listen, buddy, I need help." I remember when I was there, he was like one of the junior guys just joined. He used to bring my coffee. He's a good guy. I said, "Listen, hold on. Do me a favor. Go to the index products section and tell them we have a problem here. And the TradeStation can't change it if you don't change it. Exchange has to conform to that. Conform to that." So they found it. They finally found it, and a couple of days later it was fixed. So Control R cleans you. Remember, you don't get today's data clean. You always get yesterday's data. So they draw on tonight, they're going to download data for today, and it's clean. It's going to tomorrow. So during the day, if you see something peculiar, Control R in TradeStation. Okay, again, this also tells me the big guns are done on the downside. They're not participating with the out of the money puts or that would hold. It's not showing right now. So SQ, that's how SQ is measured. It's not, you cannot trade it. It's a pure number. It's like a VXN. You cannot manipulate it. That's why I like it. I don't like VIX. VIX is manipulated because you can trade it. Not this one, you can't. Oh, here's the thing. Not that you trade VIX, but you can do calls or puts on it, so you can push it around. And when the volume goes, they're computing on the SPX. What the volume goes, they're computing, not VXN. VXN is the box around it, the 8-way box that's one call above, one put below current month and the near month, next month. So lead and near month. That's what VXN is done. Protocol is by Dr. Whaley. He has a book. It's here somewhere. Where's his book? Volatility. Yeah. No. I'm saying no. Derivatives, isn't that right? Yeah. Wait. It's called Derivatives. It's probably the most expensive market book that Wiley has published. I told him I need a copy. I'm not paying for this. It's too expensive. I said, for you, I said, doesn't matter. Look, compared to other books. It was like 2.5 times my price of my book, which was mispriced. I didn't want my book to be that expensive. That was their mistake, but not mine, because I have no control over pricing. But this one is very thick, excellent book. Of course, Dr. Whaley was kind enough to sign it for me. And he's a VXN inventor, and I respect that design. I don't like VIX. Anyhow, but this is not related to VIX. This is actually related to all the money SPX puts. Not that, because you have two tail risk, right? In a bell curve, you have two. This is on the low side. This is negative side. It's not the calls. It's just the puts. There's no signal here that says we're actually near the historical low, not the design low of 100, and then maximum 150 was long gone. This is all-time high. So actually, we have shifted up a tad, and we're at 122. So one signal. There's no signal here. Treasuries. There's a lot of signal here. Yeah. By the way, if you're gonna get some CDs, some of you, I'm not saying you should. It's a slow boat to China, but 5 years is pretty appealing right now. And the problem is this: I think a lot of seniors will probably go there. The covenant with the net saver is broken. That's why they come into Bitcoin and to market and then get their ass kicked with one move like the last few months. And they don't know what happened, and now they're gonna be on the street. I mean, it's like the guy who in 2008 had all his money 401k in his company, the stock, which was B of A. Starts January at 67, 65. Next January is $5. It dropped 92%. Yeah. So that's a problem. You can't get into those things. You don't know what you're doing. Don't go there. So net saving is good. I like to see positive real interest rates, which means what? Inflation adjusted. We're not there. You may want to buy tips, for example. I'm not a bond guy, but I see it down here. Some of the folks here start buying the bonds down here. And they got killed. Unless they hold to maturity. So if you do here, you're dead. You're not going to be around 30 years. That's the only way you're going to get paid is the yield to maturity. You have to hold it. But here, at least you got 5. Here, if you have to sell, let's say you want to cash out or something, your daughter's getting married, whatever, that's a big discount. This is a huge discount on your principal. So be careful, what maturity you're looking at. I'm not talking about duration, I'm talking about maturity. Okay? I'm not going into duration, that's a subject way above my pay grade. That's how complex that is. Okay, TD. This is what time adjusters. This is my favorite time adjusters. 2 things: the put spread. I'm saying the VIX future spread. We're using V. That's right. This is October. We're long October, short January 23, and that's the spread. It's near 0. This is a sign, by the way, that we're approaching a bottom. Somewhere in here, we're approaching a bottom. Of course, you see what those levels were. These were excessive. We actually went above that. Now, part of that is because some of it about COVID. This whole complex got whacked in terms of scaling. We used to add a number 3 or 4 to it. Right now, yeah, we still have to probably add a 1 because of where those were. Yeah, comparatively. Okay. So somewhere in here, yeah. We got that one, yeah. So we're not at the bottom. No, we're not. But we've probably seen the bottom. I think last Friday probably seen the bottom, and until this leg is done, and then we'll see. Very event driven, extremely news driven. So we had our 3 rendezvous, second one in a row into like a W by Stock RSI. This is by Tushar Shande. It's not me. This is me. I just wrote the code for Stock RSI because the code is published. This is the SP2. True and tested. Look at the divergence. So on a laptop, this thing comes up. I gotta buy it. So the whole push was, I think I have to thank Cash that reminded me, is there any way we can do it? If you have any capability, can do a market timing on Sunday? I said, if I can, I'll be glad to. So the first thing the power came, I came back here, make sure it cools down and get a refrigerator running this freezer. That took about a day to stabilize. And we're also above temperature limit. I wouldn't turn on these machines. So, and then once we got internet, then we're ready to rock and roll. So we're glad to have you last weekend, last Sunday. Okay. 95% read there on Lowry's. We haven't seen that. We have not seen that. So that was a good burst. Okay. The following day, not so good, and today, not so good. No follow through day. That's the problem. This came, no follow through, FTD. That's, if you read, and we post these on Twitter, I highly suggest to you that you go here and Admiral Tico. First of all, follow Admiral Tico. His numbers are up there. Today, by the way, today's his birthday. It's 1413 now. You know, about a month ago, it was around 1100. No, when I went to LA, he was 1100, like 1080, 1090, under 1100. So he's done really, really well. So Admiral _ Tico, okay. He's the genius behind this operation. And he posts those charts. There we go. Okay. But you read this, must read. We host that as a courtesy. It's work by Paul Desmond. Great guy. He's passed away. Lowry's is in Tampa. Major institutional research. Very expensive. Yes. You need a few shekels for that, but great read, okay? And we post that every day. To the extent possible. Obviously, during the hurricane, we couldn't. For him, it was a walk in a park because he had 200 dogs he could play around in 5 acres of land. Are you kidding me? And usually he's scared of rain. Not during that time. No, he was with buddies. Okay, very mixed here on NDX. Now, Lowry's work is on SPX. Be careful. I like to learn here, extend it into other realms, which is NDX and Russell. Okay, so hold on a second. I need some water. Also, do not have open water on your desk. One day this machine failed. The one I'm talking to you guys failed, and I spilled the coffee at the same time.
Yeah.
I lost like 15 grand in about a minute in futures, which is not a lot. I'm glad I didn't have more on. Yeah. Anyhow, this is the work that was done. This is also Larry's work. This was programmed by my key moderator in the chat, so Peter Cook. What an interesting character. Reading wise, no. I mean, he reads ferociously. But here we go. We're going to buy on the mid caps. We just went to a buy 2 days ago on Russell. We have not gone on a buy yet on NQ. It's coming. The buys are very reliable. The shorts are so-so, according to him. He's got more experience on that. And S&P is still on that short leg. So that's where we are. The trick is this, what goes inside of here. And there's some value index. I forget what he calls. I think last time this was not plotting. Oh, it's not plotting this time either. I wonder why. Okay. I gotta take a look at it. Oh, maybe we're not engaging it. Hold on. Let's see. I have that. So what's the problem? I gotta look into this. Again, this one is having a problem. Why? I don't know. See, you guys see these lines. Oh, maybe I'm not drawing the line. I don't know. I gotta take a look at it. Yeah, here's like we're not drawing the line, but you can see the arrows. Anyhow. Now the key thing I want to show you is you can do this yourself. The code is available on Larry's website, but you need this data. And let me show you what this is. There we go. This stuff. UVol SPX and DVol. DVal. Excuse me. Not vol. Val. UVol, and it's some sort of value time series. I don't know if others have it, but you can go to TradeStation, get a name of it, and see what your system does with that. By the way, we do track also our position here on this was published in the PMT. Keep in mind, these are weekly levels, and we're plotting 60 minutes. By the way, I'm beginning to hate the watermarks. Yeah, just too much. I don't need the watermarks. I want to see a clear chart. And for those we publish, we begin to turn them off one at a time. It's a little bit more clean. Yeah. Let me do that here too. Sorry. Okay, that's it. We got one more chart, and then I have your question. Okay. And that one is a chart on from here from these guys. Okay, let me close this crap. No. Okay. Now, okay, great toy, by the way. If you like, especially if you like French wine. Let me look. Remember, I don't prepare for these. I may look at one chart or two before because there's no time. Usually when we close, I go through my out trades if there are any issues. I got to talk to the brokers and that. And so, by being at 5 o'clock, 4:30 was disastrous. I did a couple of 4:30s with you guys. You have no time, so at least 5 I get a chance to look at, but not this one. Plus, this is not updated. Now it is. Yeah, now it is. Yeah. Earlier it was not, because it takes about half an hour, 45 minutes for this to show up. Okay. We got 3744, 20 and 50 bars. Okay, big separation, but because we have done this W. Now, very low reading. How do we go to that? Simple. Go to 5 years, hit update. You get better perspective. You see that? Yeah. We've been down there, but not deep enough. Because this was a very unusual event. Remember, we got it right up here. We had $20 million, 20 million people lay off in 1 week. Yeah, jobless claims went 20 mil. Never in the history of U.S. we've done that. I mean, at least, well, yeah, it can't be because we never had so many people employed. Or yeah, to have 20 million laid off. Okay. Okay, I can read this here, there, easy because separation. Here we don't because you did that W. But you're getting pretty decent lows there, but not a divergence yet. Why? Because this was also lower. You want price lower, indicator higher. Didn't do that. So I think we have another low coming. I think we do. Post tomorrow. And remember, Monday morning you have a reversal, right? Like expiration. Monday morning you have a little reversal on non-farm. So always wait. Not as bad as the expiration, but always wait first out of Monday, and then we're gonna take a look. But I think we have a low coming. This is not the low. Yeah, definitely that was a low to buy, but not a low for the year. And just don't tell that to your buddy hedge fund guys, because they may not get any bonus this year. A lot of hedge funds are not making money. A lot. Yeah. How do I know? When they call here about the ORB. So, 80% a month. How you doing that? Nothing. I had 20 years of my life. I have no idea now. Plus, a little bit of luck. Yeah, right. One of them laughed. Yeah, right. Luck has nothing to do with it. It's your persistence. I said, whatever. But the problem is, we don't know. You don't know. That's the thing. Nobody knows what's tomorrow. But we will tell you what's going to happen tomorrow. I have a gal that sends me her predictions daily. I just hit the delete. We nobody knows. It's anybody's guess. And the last thing I need is advice. Because now you polluted my mind. I want to stick to what works for me. And if I'm wrong, I learn a lesson. Let me read this to you. It was from Facebook. Never regret a day in your life. Good days give happiness. Bad days give experience. Worst days give lessons. And best days give memories. So each one there's a lesson, whether right or wrong. Just don't make it ugly. That's it. The only thing is making it ugly. Okay. And yesterday morning, I almost made it ugly. Yeah, I was down heavy for nothing, absolutely nothing. And on a Wednesday, you start a day like that, you toast. But yeah, it recovered finally. Came actually slightly positive. Okay, I'm done with my spiel. Any questions for me? And thank you for attending. Obviously, this is recorded as always. I do not do one-on-one advice, so don't send me emails or call. I can't. It has to be in this format because recorded for your protection and mine. As a publisher of a newsletter called PMT, Proactive Market Timing, I don't have full First Amendment rights like you do. By statute, I have some because it's a finance. It's a highly regulated industry. I have, or trading, investing, whatever you want to call it. I have some restrictions on, so I cannot do one-on-one. It has to be where others are present. Either they're paid or free, doesn't matter. That's not the issue. But they can have access. You have a paper, you can come in if it's expensive. If the cost is not zero, you can go to a PayPal company. I mean, we've done some webinars that we charge. It's like only $25, nothing fancy. But like Admiral did some options that were just packed. But by the way, he's starting another series on options. And those of you interested, let me know, but they're not free. They're very expensive. Very high end. That's about 6 months. It's in conjunction with Larry McMillan, the high priest of the business. So if you guys are interested, send me an email. We're not involved. HA is not involved, but he's doing that. We'll connect you. I think it's like 24 classes. Yeah. It's a mentorship. Yeah. And of course, I may have to call Larry and say, hey, can I get in? But because seriously, Admiral did a 12 series on the DVD that was spectacular. And we started with the webinars, $25 each, and then we recorded and then turned it into a DVD. Question: seasonal or up? Michael, good question. No, but we're news sensitive, and we've got problems with the Gazoo. So one of them will be not priced in. Market will not move when it's priced in. Market moves because it's surprised. And with the efficient news services we have, and 24/7 this and that, yes, of course we're going to get some misinformation too. But in finance is easier because it gets verified quickly. And people don't go and listen to the news that the source that has problems. For example, they don't publish corrections. If a service doesn't publish corrections, they're not worth it, you know. So those could come in. I think there's some FOMO, fear of missing out, for a later part of the year as we go into, like, let's say December, or maybe you say a week before Thanksgiving on. But I think from now to then, there's still some uncertainty. And historically, if you look at Erlanger, chapter 7 of chapter 8 of my book. 7 is mine. 7 is my lucky number. That was mine. Chapter 8 is his. About seasonality, there's some noise level volatility spikes between here and, let's say, week before Thanksgiving. So that could cause a problem. I mean, kind of make the market ready for bad news, and then we're gonna have a problem in the markets. But tactically looking at, we're making that basing, but just I don't see the puke. Not seeing the puke tells me could be like 40-60% chance of a one sharp drop, and we hope that's big, so it's a V bottom will come back up. I don't like drip. Drip is very bad. Yeah, drip is torture. I'm not thinking it's going to be late, no, sir. But that's an excellent question. So it's just that, remember in COVID, the hedge funds were crying, saying, my correlations don't work anymore. They were broken. So we're getting a little recurrence, I think. I need to see a big guy go down. Give me maybe it's going to be Global Tiger Global. I don't know. Somebody big has to go down for this thing to cleanse themselves. Maybe it's some of the Bitcoin folks. I don't know. We'll know 2 or 3 days in a rearview mirror. I mean, I chase these things. Okay, obviously, got excellent staff. They find whatever they think they share. We have a couple of gals in chat room that are killers with info and data and so forth. Haven't seen it yet. I get some reports from people I trust, like DeGraff. I read them, I watch him. I haven't seen anything there yet. He is positive. DeGraff is positive on the market, saying the worst is over. But he also admits that the Fed was late. So you're behind the curve. I like to see, remember, I was saying 100 points, 100 basis points, beating the table, pounding the table. They didn't do that. And this gradual stuff is, in the long run, it's very expensive. This drip. And how do you tell? When you get in the channel, -1, -2, not 3. This is 3. No, -1, -2. When it gets to the channel, it's just never ending. Now we base, it comes back up, fake rally, or bear market rally. It sells at the key level. We sold here. This was a key bar. Remember, this one I went flat. Had I reversed, you know where we would have been in time of digest? Yeah. I would probably get another call from Bollinger. One time I did this. He calls me. What the foxtrot are you doing? I said, what happened? Because I get this reports and like are you gonna let other people just live a little bit, breathe a little bit? I said, I don't even look at other ones. I haven't had a chance. Why? Because last 6 months you've been number 1. I said, that's news to me. How do you know? You're not in there. He goes, no, but I get a report. I put in my chat room, and I tell him, I used to know this guy when he was nobody. He's right. He's a good guy. No, he's one of my mentors. He's really helped out quite a bit. I remember we found a mistake on CNBC, and John Murphy kept on saying, no, you're wrong. I got pissed. So I brought John in and I said, John, take a look at this. I think this problem is wrong. It's a premium calculation. And he says, let me give you the formula. Because he used to be doing that. He used to be predecessor to Murphy. And I said, fine. And so back then we had only fax. We didn't have even email. So my machine hums up and this fax comes on and yeah, I've calculated right. Still can't figure it out. So I call my professor at Torp, beat the dealer, the guy that Mob told him for he was a count counting 21. That don't come into Vegas. If you step over the curb into the limousine or a taxi, you are not going back to LA. So I called him, and his office back then was next to PIMCO down in Fashion Island. I said, "Come on down, I'll buy you lunch." He recognized me. I said, "Well, no, sir. You know, I got a lot to do, but I could get 5-10 minutes of your time." So he brings a couple of quant guys, they're Chinese, very smart guys. Big conference room. We lay out my math and all that. And then he looks at it and says, oh, it's a yield to maturity problem, Farry. Right here. This is a discount rate, IRX. Risk-free rate, that's discount. You got to turn it to these. Annual yield to maturity. So you're comparing building up apples and oranges. And so, of course, once I put that in, it was even more pronounced. But that it was being misused by CNBC. So I called Murphy back. Next day he takes it down. Yeah, I took it down. They never put it on their own. They went and got from somebody else. I don't know how they got from it. And it doesn't matter. Back then was a key for me, a number for me. As I learned more, it turned out that it's not that crucial for premium. So. Okay, anything else, guys? I got digressed there a little bit. Okay, last call. As always, we post-process this after we close the recording. And it takes about an hour. We post it on the YouTube. Best thing, I know one fellow was looking for it the other day. In our homepage, go to our videos, land in our YouTube channel, and then of course I'm logged in here. But there's a button here that says subscribe to it. The moment this is post-processed by Yahoo, they do one more processing there, and available for you to watch it, you get an email. I don't think they do text yet, but you get an email saying the video is up, and you see the label of the video. It'll be there. Okay? Have a great one. We'll go back to Wednesdays again next week. Okay? You're quite welcome, Greg. Thanks for attending. Thank you all. Good night.